Good evening. 3,827 days until we're 40. Still in Denver here today and just waiting to sync on Instagram. Three, two, one. Not there yet. I'm really having trouble with Instagram. I just quit that. But, oh, there we go. This needs to be easier, Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to flip between landscape and portrait today, I think, depending on whether I'm sharing screen or not. So let's. No, I can't switch. Okay, right. I can't switch. I thought to go landscape today because I want to share screen, and I saw in previous iterations that sharing screen on a portrait didn't work out too well. Anyway, it's a skill we'll pick up in the future. Today has been a day of discovery. A mentor, friend, advisor told me once that anytime people go to events or meetups or conferences, they're usually a lot more open to new experiences and meeting new people and getting to know you actually because that's you're in a new place and your brain is actually like literally rewiring or yeah, it's creating new neural pathways to learn, to observe, to participate. um and it's not like being in a different space and place really does have an impact on the mind in that way. And it's no surprise that we meet up in unique or different locations whenever we do have conferences as a species. uh, but today I actually want to show off Isol's latest work. He's my CTO and he's been exploring Bitcoin ordinals technology, particularly um, neural networks in art on Bitcoin, which is why I started with the whole neural pathways thing. So just some background, we're part of some amazing groups of people in the Bitcoin space. The Wizard of Ords community and the Pizza Ninja is really pushing forward fun and technology in Bitcoin. And I might have touched on this before, but like the pizza pets, right? The Tamagotchi pet equivalent, but so much better um, on Bitcoin. That was the original inspiration. You can buy them, feed them. Everything is basically uh, coded and recalculated on the Bitcoin blockchain. And there's been other cool things like the Spellbound collection by LIFO, and you can see like actually how do I show this? The not here, right here. So you can see that the source code for that animation is available here, and you can mess with it, but you can't mess with it since you can mess with it on the front end, but you can't mess with the code on the Bitcoin blockchain. But everything HTML, CSS, JavaScript that you could run, you can basically see it displaying a work of art. And there's other cool, like we've seen people do like other cool applications. Pizza Pets, I think, is one of the most advanced ones. And we also designed like a little simulator app where, you can if you are going to buy a pizza pet and participate in this game that and you want to know, oh, what's my pet going to turn into in the future, you can actually just use our simulator here to see what that might be, what features they might look like, and what how they might end up. Maybe you don't like how fat it is, but anyway, so we've been playing with this for a bit. It's really allowed us to, I think, learn the ins and outs of just working in and around Bitcoin and what's possible and what's available as well. And finally, back to what Izzle's done is he's designed a newer evolution game. Game art, I mean, it's hard to really categorize this specifically just yet, but you may or may not be familiar with neural evolution. But basically, there's a neural network that we inscribed, encoded, just like how this art piece is encoded. Izzle encoded like a neural network library, the tensor library, and this generates. You can start with like a population of like 100 cars and a certain mutation ratio for how much they mutate and like set a speed, and this really goes through the levels and shows you how the cars are learning basically from their predecessors and going up levels. If you change the population as well, it adjusts like how fast they learn. Like it takes them longer to clear level 5 because there's less um, there's less elements involved in the learning. You can also adjust like the mutation ratio, like say they don't mutate at all, like you will see that they actually never end up leaving this level because they never try anything new. Well, never say never, they do, but like they don't try anything new. They try to use the same approach, and sometimes the same approach works, but as the levels go up, it gets harder. Now, this is not proving my point, but that is true. We are going to be putting this out as a collection, as an art collection, really setting like different mutation rates, different population numbers, different speeds, so that people can. There'll be some rare ones. There'll be some. Everyone's gonna eventually achieve the end same result, but there's definitely gonna be a race, and some characteristics and traits are going to achieve the higher levels. Like right now, it's stuck on level 9, but like the higher levels of level 18, 19 are only going to be achieved by um, the best traits or characteristics. This is a very early version, but we want to make sure that this develops. We want to see what the interest is out there. It is, we recognize that it's a nerdy application, but the possibilities are really that you can plug in another AI. Like we just used the tensor neural network, but you could plug in more advanced models or more advanced parameters that um, and even allow different AIs to compete in completing more and more complex mazes. Right. That's the promise of what this leads to. Um, and we're just walking into the unknown, seeing how, playing with it, seeing how cool this might be, and if other people like it, we'll continue developing it. If they don't, it's just going to be a really nice, cool art collection for those who do appreciate it. Um, Yeah, I think that's yeah. I mean, I'm excited about this. I'm looking for some more support in terms of like actually getting this launched. Um, but is already like a demo of this is available on the Bitcoin blockchain. There's like a level 1 version and then a saved brain state that basically starts at level 6, right? And this way you can save the different levels and trade those different levels as well. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think I'll stop there about the ordinals, and you'll definitely hear more from me about it. How do I stop sharing? Oh, there we go. Stopped sharing. Great. Thanks for listening tonight. But I am reminded to just share one more thing. So I was biking around Denver today, using Uber's Lime, and that was, it was a really nice way to see the city and everything. But I realized afterwards that it's actually both cheaper and faster to just order an Uber ride through a car than to like rent a bike and to get somewhere. That kind of boggled my mind, but I've actually seen the same case in like just if you go to rent a bike to go around the Stanley Park seawall in Vancouver, um, it's actually works out to be you could probably get a car rental for the day for cheaper. Like it's kind of it's weird like that. It just made me reflect that the market is mostly always rational, but not always in the way that we might expect it to be. Might come in handy later. Take care. Have a lovely